Then I want to bring some blues in, so we're going to have some turquoisey blues. So I'm putting the colour over the top of the reds and over the greens, just breaking up the surface with different kind of cross hatchings. So it looks as if something's happening, although it isn't really. Yeah, bring that there. We could do with a lovely deep hole there, I think, of dark colours. So we could use a dark blue and a dark violety colour. Here we are. We can get a little bit of depth in here, which goes behind the cow parsley and meanders slightly off the page. Bringing some more there, so our eye goes up and down and around and through. Bring some blue, cross hatch. This will become very diffused and gentle later on, but if you don't get these impact darks in at the start, it all loses its structure. And finally, during the last lap, we are into the middle distance and putting a yellow into this distant meadow and a darker brown, bringing a depth to foliage here, right in underneath here, because it's got to be really quite a lovely warm, glowy look. Bring that one right up to the back. Next, we need to protect the rest of the sketchbook from the water which is going to come from the spray, and press down so that it's not going to writhe up here. And then we aim the water with the spray and we spray over the top. When you first do this, you'll find that it all goes very, very bright, but in time it will go much lighter and drier, of course, but it will take a long time to dry, I'm afraid. Let it just mingle in with the pigment and then you can spray again. Now this has taken at least an hour to dry, and as you can see it's dried quite a lot lighter, and I've added a few details in the foreground of the weeds and the cow parsley, and I've done that here and right across to the right hand side. Now the last stretch. I'm going to rub the masking fluid off using one of my fingers, and you need to rub it very briskly and firmly. I'm bringing my finger right over here and exposing the white paper. Now you can see how beautifully that white paper shows up. Right, now we're going to try some more adventurous and advanced techniques. To make your pencil really indelible, you want to commit it to water and then put it onto your paper. Now this design will not move, it'll be permanent. So we've got this kind of rose design here. If you wash it over, you can see that you can get some washes through it, but the main design, can you see, won't move. And that's quite an important technique to remember. The next one is that we're going to do an image which we will draw into, a wet image. So I'm going to do a design of a leaf. So we can do a nice green leaf here, and you draw into it. So if you wanted dark veins, you can draw straight into that. So we've got the centre and the veins going up each side. If you wanted light veins, as these are water-soluble pencils, you could put the veins in with masking fluid first and then wash over. If you put water down onto a surface, so that we can do anything we like, you can get a knife and splinter dry pigment into that. So you can put dry pigment into this, and where you put the water is where the pigment is going to stick, so that this is quite an important technique as well. So it just sticks where you put the water. Now this little trick is a pure watercolour technique, but because these watercolour pencils are just like watercolour themselves, let's have a go with this. We are going to put salt with these. What you need to do is to get the colour from the tip with the brush. It's got to be very, very watery. So dunk lots of colour into that and then shake the salt, and this is table salt, into it. Now it'll take a little time to dry. Because it's a chemical reaction, you mustn't try and dry it fast, say with a hairdryer. Instead of waiting for that to dry, I've got one prepared one here. And you can see it's quite mottled and starry. And then you can use this perhaps for a tree. It's very, very good for snow or for foliage. And then you can draw in the branches while it's still wet. So it's a brilliant combination of salt, watercolour pencils and the pencils used as the branches. These pencils will offer you the opportunity to discover your own style, and we've all got our own style deep inside us. So now's your chance to discover things for yourself.
Now available on DVD. Try these techniques yourself at home whenever you wish. The extended version of today's workshop is now available to order on DVD from the Painting and Drawing channel. For further information and to order your copy, go to www.paintingdrawingchannel.com.